All right. The next one is a different kind of measurement. It's called chi squared. It looks like an x squared to me, but it's chi squared. But it's going to be the same kind of thing. I'm going to use the Alex calculator to find the values. And so again, if you notice on your Alex calculator for chi squared, it's using the greater than symbol. So if I have a less than, I'm going to do 1 minus, just like I did with my t distribution. So I'm going to do 1 minus p of chi squared is greater than 16 with a degree of freedom of 27, it says on this one. Yep, 0.047 would be 3 decimal places. And it does say at least 3, so if you carried it farther than 3, it will still be okay. Now in this one, when we do chi squared, notice this is a greater than, so they were nicer on this one. They didn't do all less thans like they did on the previous one. So since this is a greater than, we're just going to do this area. This is the area, so we're going to have the chi squared sub box 0.025 with a degree of freedom of 27. So if it's a greater than, we're going to use that value. If it's a less than, we have to do 1 minus the value and then use that number.
I got 1.
You got what? I don't think so. Oops. We're not doing the P though. We're just doing the chi squared.
Oh, okay.
Since we know the area. So it's that one.
Okay.
Yep. Notice we got the end answer, not the beginning answer.
I need a password.
You need a password for...
The knowledge checker.
Let's see. Hit these 3 little lines. And let me see if it lets you. It doesn't let you go into anything, does it? Let me log on to Alex quick here and just get rid of that. Alrighty. I wonder which knowledge check that is trying to make you do, unless you just clicked on it and it wasn't due yet.
It just says in the left, continue with the knowledge check.
Oh, you never finished your midterm.
Yeah.
That's our problem. Then it's not going to let you out of there unless you have to retake it. How far were you on your midterm?
Over half.
Over half? Then you probably don't want me to stop it in the middle. Just so you can work on the Alex calculator, log out of this Yeah, just log out of Alex altogether. And then we're going to go back into Alex, but I'm going to have you log in with work study and work study 1, I think it is. We're going to find out. Perfect. Type in work study. And then work study 1. Work study with the number 1. All right, go up here on the drop down, go into statistics, and go here, and go to student view, and enter. My class. All right, it's going to make us pretend we haven't done anything yet. Shoot. It's not going to work very well because it's going to take us further. Maybe if we get to the calculator. Next and next. Can you go up here to the main menu? Will it let you into the calculator? Nope, doesn't look like it.
Just kind of go through.
Skip the tutorial. Skip again. Continue. All right. Now, click down here in this section. Now we have access to the calculator. There we go.
Oh, good. Okay.
All right.
I'm in class.
Now, back to where we were at.
Oh, no.
So, did we write the answer down for that one? I don't think we did. On the second part of that, we were doing chi squared, 0.025 with a degree of freedom of 27. And so on the calculator, you're using that one right there. Yep. So again, on the calculator with all the area ones, it's always the area to the right. So if it's a greater than, you're going to use the number that's there. If it's a less than, you do 1 minus that number and use that for your value. If you type this in, what did we come up with for our answer? This one says to 2 decimal places. They changed it on us.
43.19.
43.19, exactly. 43.19. All right. On the next one, it says find the median of the chi-square distribution. If I'm doing the median, what is my percent? The median would be at what percent? 50, exactly. So when they ask you for the median, they're asking you for 50%. So basically, we're going to do the same thing we did up here. We're doing the area to the right. We could do to the left, but it should give us the same answer. So we're going to do chi squared, 50%. Yep, 0.5 or 0.50. And my degree of freedom, 27 again. We're going to punch that into the calculator to 2 decimal places again.
26.34.
Yep. 26.34.
Which one was it? The second one? This one?
It is this one without the P in front. Yep, that one. And so then we're going to use 0.5 or 0.50 for 50%. And then degree of freedom, it said we're doing 27 degrees of freedom. And then just hit equals. And so we get 27 or 26.34, right?
Yep.
All right. All right, so number 8, same kind of thing here. This time we are going to find the area between 2 numbers on our distribution. So we have a 15 and we have a 30. And so all we're really going to do is just subtract the two different areas. So I'm going to find the P of chi squared is greater than 15, which would be over here. And then I'm going to subtract the P of chi squared is greater than 30. Whoops, I should put my degrees of freedom in there. Because what I'm doing is I'm going to find this area here, but then I'm going to subtract the end part off. And of course I have to have my degree of freedom, which I always forget to write down, of 24. It tells me right there. So when I'm trying to find the area between those two things, I'm going to find the area that's greater than 15, and then I'm going to subtract the area that's greater than 30, and that will give us the area that's in the middle. So if you punch that into the Alex calculator.
Oh, we're using it for
This is the one with the P in front. Yep. So 15, degree of freedom 24. Then on the other side of the parenthesis, type your minus. And then we're going to do the same thing again, the P of chi squared it's called. Yep, that. And we are going to put in 30 with a degree of freedom of 24. And hit equals. And so we end up with 2 3 decimal places, this one says.
0.737.
I got 3.6.
Oh, we don't round?
Oh, because it's a 0 behind there, right?
Okay.
360. So the first part is finding your area all the way to the end. The second part is finding the area at the end. If you subtract those, you end up with the area in the middle. So what that's really saying is that you have 73%, 73.6% of the areas between those two numbers, is what that's saying. Those numbers are percentages. All right, the next one. Okay, is that the same as we did on the other one, except for they changed the degree of freedom? We are given the area to the right because it's a greater than, so we're just going to do the chi squared sub 0.025 with the degree of freedom of 24. If it's a greater than, you just use the number that's there. Punch that in again.
Okay, I use this one. Okay.
Yep, you use that one. 0.025, degree of freedom 24, equals 39.36. That's what I got. Did you get 39.36?
Yep.
All right, 39.36. And the third part, again, is doing the median. If we're doing the median, what is the area? 50%, right? The median cuts it in half, so 50% of it would be to the right. So we're going to do our chi squared, 50% with a degree of freedom of 24. Yep, 23.34. All right. Number 9, going to be the same kind of thing. Notice this one has a less than. When it has a less than, what do we have to do? 1 minus. So 1 minus P of chi squared is greater than 42 with the degree of freedom, this time being 29. The Alex calculator does the greater than, so if we have a less than, we have to do 1 minus that answer. 1 is 100%. Whoops. Let me think what you got hunched in there. Okay, clear that out. So 1 minus, oh, you didn't do the 1 minus, okay. Do 1 minus first. The number 1. 100% minus the P, there we go. And then the 42 with a degree of freedom of 29. There we go. And we got 0.944 when we rounded that off to 3 decimal places. That means that this area here to the left is 94.4% of my curve. This one's to the right, so if it's to the right, because it's a greater than, we're just going to use our number. This time they gave us the area, we're finding that critical value cutoff point. So we are going to have chi squared sub 0.1 with a degree of freedom of 29, it says. So if I get a greater than, I just get to use the number that's there. $39.09. So they're telling you that critical value here is 39.09, and that 10% of the area is to the right of that. And then again, we're going to do the median, and if we're going to do the median, what percent are we going to use? 0.5, 50%, right? Oops, chi squared. 0.5 and my degree of freedom, 29. 28.34, exactly. Okay.